I am having a little bit of trouble adjusting to the film offerings and cinema going now I'm back in the UK. So today is going to be another Netflix review. Welcome to my review of The Starling. Welcome back, or if you are new here, welcome. My name is Katrina and I make bookish content here on this channel every week and then movie reviews here at the weekend. All of my movie reviews are spoiler free and I will leave a playlist of my recent reviews linked up above in case you are looking for something to watch this week. Yes, I have not made it to the cinema this week just because when I did have time to go, the only thing that was showing at all that had any sort of prime time show times was the new Bond film, and I asked you last week if you wanted to see my review of the new Bond film. Nobody said they did, so I'm not going to go and see that unless I have to. So yes, I was excited though because this week to Netflix came The Starling, which stars Melissa McCarthy and Chris O'Dowd, both known for their kind of comedy background. Obviously Melissa McCarthy has been in some more serious stuff, and then Moon Boy with Chris O'Dowd was a little bit more on the serious side too. So I wasn't sure what to expect with this film, but there was quite a lot of people attached to it that I was interested in seeing in it. Kevin Kline is in this one as well, and I was just intrigued by these two people. It was definitely the draw of the casting. I didn't know anything about it going into it, but basically their characters lose their young baby, and Chris O'Dowd's character ends up in a hospital or a sort of care facility because he has depression and other things that go hand in hand with losing your baby. And so we sort of see Melissa McCarthy on her own trying to get by. There were definitely some funny moments in this film. It's not all doom and gloom. It does sound quite depressing from the synopsis. I don't know if this was originally meant to be one that was released maybe a couple of years ago, or and didn't get released in cinemas because of COVID, or if this one was always supposed to be a Netflix original. I didn't find that out. I maybe should have done before making the video, but it was interesting watching it and thinking, oh, I wonder if this CGI would have been better if it was a cinema film as opposed to a straight to streaming film. But yeah, we have a Starling in this film who lives in Melissa McCarthy's character's garden and sort of starts to attack her when she's out doing her yard work or out having a drink with friends in her yard, and she sort of befriends this Starling and ends up sort of getting some therapy through the connection with the Starling. I won't go into how and what and who and where and why, because that would be spoilers, and we don't do spoilers here on this channel. But it was interesting seeing her character grow and develop over the course of the film, and sort of we get to see glimpses of Chris O'Dowd's character on his own as well. This is very much more about Melissa McCarthy's character though, and I read that originally this the screenplay of this one was meant to have the main character be the male and the female character be the one who was away being looked after and receiving treatment, but they switched it around for this, and I thought that was an interesting choice as well, because for me it just feels quite natural that it's her character that's at home dealing with things and kind of like dealing with things on her own, and it's Chris O'Dowd's character who has the help to deal with things as well. Interestingly, the kind of more upsetting parts for me, there was no parts where I necessarily cried. There were definitely parts where I laughed out loud, but the more upsetting parts for me was the fact that Chris O'Dowd's character used to be a teacher, and so sort of when he sees kids and sort of talks about going into a classroom and having someone who has the same name as his daughter, and that kind of really touched me as a teacher. I don't know, I could really kind of put myself in his shoes and empathize with his situation in that setting. It's definitely not any sort of groundbreaking film. It didn't necessarily keep my attention the whole time. However, I am still pleased that I watched it, and I was, hyped about watching it. I watched it the weekend that it came out. It came to Netflix last Friday, and so watched it over the weekend. Would I watch it again? Probably not. It's not the most memorable of films. However, it was nice and it was heartwarming, and it had a sort of a good message about the way that we sort of take care of ourselves and our attitude towards mental health as well, without it being a sort of preachy message. It's just there within the subtext of the film, and it's there within what the characters discuss and talk to one another about. And so it was nice in that sense of the word. If it had been released in cinemas, I think it would definitely have been one that I would have got a ticket to go and see, again, because of the names attached to it. Is it one that you have to go and see in cinemas? Absolutely not. It's one that I would have seen. I wouldn't necessarily have recommended you all to go and see it and you all to use your cinema going money. However, if you're looking for something to watch this weekend or this week on Netflix, it's definitely something that's nice to kind of sit down and watch with somebody else, or even just kind of stream on your laptop if you're out and about. I would recommend giving it a watch. It's not going to be anything groundbreaking. However, I think it's a nice film, and there's so many films out there that are just like really dark or really violent or really out there, and this is just kind of nice and quiet and giving a nice message and saying some nice things. And so it's kind of something that's useful to have in your arsenal of films to watch, something that's inoffensive but good quality filmmaking, good quality acting, and a nice storyline that has a beginning, middle and end. And so I appreciated that, and that's what I needed to watch this weekend after a busy week. So there you have it.